disgusting earthlings to Daikaiju Network. I am your co-host, Kent, and with me is your other co-host, Jason.
Jason, how's it going, everyone?
I didn't think it was going to ever arrive, but here we are.
Today's the day.
It's the final coverage of Spectreman. And again, for the umpteenth time, anybody out there who is maybe like mad at us, for maybe like making fun of the show or whatever, one of the things I got to tell you is get your own podcast then and
just do whatever you want.
Like talk nice about it. Second of all, relax. We're entertainers. We're trying to have fun.
We aren't going to pander to everyone here.
Thirdly, yeah, I think in many ways the show isn't great, but on some level, I think when we get to the final discussion here at the end of the show, I think you will realize both Jason and I, to some degree, do like this series. So we'll cover that when we get there. What we're going to do today is we're going to cover the final 3 episodes of Spectreman. We're going to do what we have been doing for a number of weeks now. We're going to do a running commentary followed by a brief discussion of the episode. And once we are done with the 3rd and final episode, we will do a discussion on the general series and just kind of what a wild ride it's been in 2023 involving Spectreman, and then we will close out the episode.
I got to say that it feels like we've been doing this for a year or 2. That's how it feels.
It feels like we've been doing it about a year and a half in my mind. So, but before we get on with the final 3 episodes of Spectreman, Jason, some housekeeping.
Yeah, so if you see a subscribe button down below or above wherever you're watching us from, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash or stomp the like button, and if you have any comments regarding to these 3 following episodes of Spectreman, make sure to have them down below. And you can find everything Daikaiju Network all in one place at our Linktree URL on your screen there, /Daikaiju Network. And we're available on the following video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter. And we're also available on the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right on our own website, right there, smack dab in your face at daikaijunetwork.com.
You really wanted to hammer that point home. All right. So let's continue with the final trek into Spectreman.
The final frontier.
Yeah, the final frontier. So, by the way, I see from my previews here, Jason, I'm going to give you one guess. Something is going to return in at least this particular episode we're about to watch that we have not seen in quite some time. I will give you one guess as to what that thing could be.
I'm going to say Margaret finally comes back.
No, we're going to see Karas in disguise.
Oh, boy.
So, if you haven't joined us before for our commentary, what we do is we count down from 3. We go 3, 2, 1, go. Once I say go, you hit play, select, or whatever it is to get your video streaming on whatever device it is you're using. And so that's what we're going to do here. So, Jason, are you ready? Come on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here we go. 3, 2. Oh, by the way, this is. Oh, crap. Hold on. I got to go back here. I was going to give the name of this episode. Hold on. It's called The Terrifying Monster Show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Enjoy these opening credits, Jason, while there's still time.
No,
and especially the prologue.
You enjoy the prologue.
I will. I believe me, I will.
I'll see it till I believe it.
It'd be great if the narrator in the final episode goes to planet Earth. Screw it. On with the show.
Fuck you, fuck everybody.
I'm out. It is like, fuck you and everyone you love. Hard to believe that was stop motion, that dragon, most of it, at least in that episode. Thundergay!
I bet you that the stop motion part for that dragon dinosaur probably took 3/4 of the entire show's budget.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I mean, stop motion is not only expensive, but it's very tedious and time consuming.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, you could tell they didn't have the time because the stop motion for that really wasn't all the best.
Mm-hmm. I know there was some kind of other tokusatsu show that we've seen from time to time at G-Fest. I think it was maybe a first 2 episodes or just 1 episode. It was like some sort of Super Sentai, but back having a samurai medieval Japan setting.
Oh, yeah. I have those on DVD. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
I forget the name.
Yeah, hold on. I have them. Okay, it's called Demon Hunter Missouri.
Yeah, that's it.
I was a little concerned about this episode because when it opened up, there was a lot of stuttering and pixelation on my end. I don't know if that happened on your end, but made me a little concerned that maybe my DVD was bad.
I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, so it might have been my DVD, but thankfully it cleared up. This looks like a mushroom carrot man.
Do you like my hands? Your future.
Look at me. Aren't I terrifying?
No, look at you in the mirror.
What the?
Come on, Kenny. You've been a bad boy, so we're sending you to timeout.
That kind of reminds me of what's that kaiju from Ultra Q?
Pikmin?
Pigmon, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. Kuruma.
Well, it sort of looks like a chocobo from Final Fantasy. Yeah, you see the Kuruma?
Yeah. Well, and then that your favorite kaiju with the balls on its face.
And of course, another chick for the G team.
I keep telling you, dude, I have a theory about what may be the case for that.
Yeah, I know. You gotta love his hand gestures.
I don't remember what happened to Genos. What happened to Genos?
I don't know. They with the show that they'll cut out scenes of whatever the hell happened, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Go away.
Karas.
fangirl.
Delighted.
It'd be great to know how he got his eyesight back, because at the very end of the previous episode, he was just completely blind and his eyes were just all shut.
Wait, 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 wait.
I'm waiting.
You're expecting the show to actually answer that?
There you go, Kent.
I know. I told you this was going to happen.
A doorbell for the announcement.
A parade of kaiju. And George is like, I killed all those guys. Like, why are they here?
Very strange.
That'd be funny, like, if he ended up, like, getting so pissed. He's like, why are they here? I killed them. Why do I have to kill them again? And he goes in and he starts killing them again.
Those damn fuckers.
Hey, Jason, guess what?
Yeah.
Internal monologue.
Yep, your favorite. I'm going to feed you and pet you.
That'd be funny if George looked down at her, gave her a scowl, and says, calm down. They did it right in the middle of a crowd, and, like, people aren't like, hey, you're choking that guy. Stop it.
It was the same outfit compared. I think it was from an episode or two ago with the same, like, eyeliner and everything.
The Spider-Men or whatever they were.
Yeah.
Or the Bat people.
Yeah, Batmen.
You boil carrots.
It's right there. You didn't recognize him?
And that'd be funny. She went up to him and said, have you seen George?
He's like, well, you dumb.
Well, yeah.
Where's our Wii U? I like my appearance.
A chicken?
It's like
Chickenzilla?
It's like the kind of monster if Big Bird and Godzilla concede one.
It'd be funny if Cars goes up and says, I love chicken legs, and rips off the chicken leg and starts eating it. Yeah, see? That really does not look like a chicken, other than the fact that it looks like it has
because
feathers.
It's a chocobo. They look familiar.
It does look like a chickenzilla, the dorsal spines.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the kind of monster if Big Bird and Godzilla conceived one.
He's gonna get into a fight with like a kid kaiju. Come here, you little kid.
Bitch slapping
Literally slapped around.
Become my bitch now.
Yabba dabba doo.
That was kind of strange where it just paused for a few seconds. Not sure if it did it on your end.
There's that musical cue that's from Hedora and Megalon. Right, Hershey?
Headbutts him in the dick.
That's one way to get him.
Spectreman's biggest weakness.
It's a lot of men's weaknesses.
Even for a cyborg.
I still can't get over the fact he basically bled it all of it. He drained all of his blood in that pond.
Yeah, even though he works for the pollution squad or the G team, that you would think, oh, it's going to pollute the water with all that oil.
Yeah, so much for being a member of the pollution squad.
Yeah. Give me a hamburger.
2 Big Macs, a Whopper. Oh shit, wrong place. McNuggets, a shake, and an apple pie.
It was just right there. Were you blind?
Drag him. These guys are getting owned.
It's like they just need to hit the gym every day. They're lagging behind.
Wind up in the casserole. That's so funny.
That's just
Get a
all conspiracy theory.
It'd be funny if like they slapped her. Get a grip.
There's no way that a human can change into a monster.
I've seen some crazy shit in my time, and one of them is a person turning into a monster. But a person turning into a monster, oh, that's another thing.
Tentacle hentai.
Oh dear.
Fun City.
Like, there are these strings on the end of his hands. Is that part of the suit, or is his hand like coming apart a little bit?
It's just part of the whole hand, carrot hand things that they have. It's like a whipping willow. Yeah, they are so weak.
Looks like those helmets aren't doing a darn thing for you.
Trying to do like a choo-choo train with them on the rails.
That would be funny if he was like choo choo train, choo choo
but
train.
on a coaster.
Where's our one Lone Ranger cowboy dude?
He did.
Perfectly for this.
Wee! Wee! Wee!
So what happened to the roller coaster car? Like, it had to have run over the other two.
There's an explanation for that, Kent. That scene was cut out. That's the only way.
Jeez.
Your carrot hands are annoying.
It'd be funny if he like grabbed their hands and is like, I like carrots and ranch, and has a big old bowl of ranch dressing that he dips them in, and he actually starts chewing on them.
Yeah.
See the cameraman's shadow.
Oh, we've seen that at least a few times. Stabbing him with his foot.
This is funny. Don't you think Dr. Gory owns the majority of the responsibility for the failure?
Yep.
He's grabbing his shoulder, but he got stabbed in the gut.
What do you expect? It's too late.
Spectreman was so adamant about killing Gory, why doesn't he start here with Karas?
Yeah.
Didn't Gory's spaceship change at some point?
I think so.
He actually let him go?
Well, you got the box.
Yeah, but again, Spectreman was so like foaming at the mouth, ready to kill, kill, kill. And he had an opportunity here and he didn't do it.
Yeah. Your favorite, Kent?
If only what he's saying here was like consistent with what the series had been doing up to this point.
Well, set of 61 here. Let me get to the screen here. So
oh.
what do you think?
I actually was not that impressed. The head alien carrot mushroom dude was interesting, and once again, similar to what we had a couple episodes ago, where we had that funny voice actor do that Matango like creature guy. The voice acting for this character was done pretty well. The design was unique. The sad thing, though, is that you can tell the cheapness of the series in that the bodysuits with these bigger foam appendages, it's a little jarring, to say the least. But at the same time, that's something we've seen a number of times, not just within this series, but even Kamen Rider's done it a couple times, and I think it's been done in other places as well. But other than that, obviously it seemed like a few other scenes were cut out, and that seems to be an ongoing problem with this series. But otherwise, I just wasn't all that impressed. Not a whole lot went on. There were some funny things, I think probably unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
But otherwise, sadly, we went back to a snooze fest. After the 3-hour show yesterday, where a vast majority of those episodes were quite fun. Here we go back to the snooze fest, which is disappointing, and especially since this is the third to last episode, it's disappointing. So I'm giving this one. I think it deserves a D.
Yeah, at least with this one, you get a little variety of monsters, but we don't get to see them growing up or anything of the sort, which is a bit disappointing in a way. But of course, obviously, it kind of makes sense with them being on the tight budget. This could have been something going on behind the scenes. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty interesting with the main villain for this one, kind of how they look and presented. But with their minions, they're pretty much a rehash from some of the Bat minions from an episode or two ago. No, about 4 whatever episodes ago.
It was a handful of episodes ago.
Yeah, and
yesterday,
pretty much it's the same. What do you call it? Mass
Same
leotards. Yeah,
outfit.
there you go. Leotards and eyeliner. And then the only difference is they have those, like you say, those foam carrot hands, which I don't. It's a bit of a weird choice to go with. Not sure the real reason behind it. Maybe there wasn't in that regard. But as far as that chocobo big bird like creature, it was a pretty interesting design. I would say that's probably my most favorite outside of
Really?
the regular monsters that we've seen in the past
I
that
wasn't all
appeared
that
in this one.
impressed with it.
I would say, well, I would say it's much better compared to the main villain
I don't
in
know.
this one.
Mushroom Carrot Man's pretty interesting.
But yeah, nevertheless, the overall part of this episode, it was a bit dull. You get your monologue as usual here when it comes to Joji.
Prologue,
And just
epilogue. You get your
a little
Yule.
bit of action here and there. There wasn't really much destruction going on at all. There was no practical effects. There was just a little bit of visual effects, but it was barely there. So with episode 61, I'd at least give this a D plus.
All right. All right. Episode 62. This is Gory's final death match. That's what the title is. All right. So are we ready?
I am ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. And then
You'll get fed in a little bit.
Spectreman.
Hear the flash when he takes his clothes off. You'll hear the screams. Yes, I know you're a cutie. Yes, you are. You know you're cute.
I bet.
I'm not talking to you.
I know.
For those not aware, my cat Remington is in here. He's trying to charm me into feeding him. Thundergay!
Thundergay.
It sounds like a cool superhero name.
Second to last time, Kent.
Try to take it all in.
Savor it.
Smell that prologue.
Smells like ass.
Smells like inconsistency.
Smells like a major plot hole. Oh God. Yeah. It's like they show him blowing off his antenna. We were talking about they were showing the that bat creature from a handful of episodes ago, and you saw it blowing off his antennas, and then the next sequence that you see it had no arms.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a scene was cut out. Mighty Monster. Quite the creative name.
Dr. Gory gets an
genius.
F for leadership and for the ability to name things.
Even though he's a genius, you would think that he would come up with like ingenious
He is
names.
supposedly a genius. What was the what was the meaning behind 2.5?
Well, that's just kind of how he. Well, if you were watching it
Well, I
closely,
mean,
he was timing how Spectreman prepares his Spectre Ray.
I couldn't hear the dialogue earlier.
Well, that ain't no surprise.
What?
Here, my boy. Yeah, it's an
For a second,
earthquake.
I thought you were doing that guy's voice because the voice you just had a second ago sounded like that guy.
I only wish.
Looks like Atari graphics. Dumb shit. Now he's freaking out. Like he's orchestrating.
That that should have been his actual passion.
That'd be funny if just out of nowhere he's like, "Ah-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo."
Yeah, what?
Yeah, now what? Oh, hi, Fred. You fucked my wife. Huh? You fucked my wife.
Yeah, that's our boy.
That'd be funny if he accidentally punched the girl next to him and knocked her cold.
Oh, sorry. I'm just so used to having
Yeah, he
people right in
accidentally
front
hits
of
her.
me.
He's like, shit. Really? These are the stories we're going to close this series out on?
You know, I just realized that one sign before they went into the gym, that Jim was actually spelled the name of a male instead of just an actual name of the gym.
What do you mean, like Bob or something?
So it says something boxing gym. They use the JIM gym, not
Oh,
the GYM.
they're probably, when they were scouting for filming locations, they probably were like, close enough. It says Jim, so that's what we need.
Okay, we're going live.
But this isn't the most accurate one. Fuck it. But boss, I said, fuck it. Really? You're giving your weapon to just some random person? How can you be a responsible... You shouldn't even be a part of that organization. That would be like a kid going up to a cop and saying, hey, can I hold your gun? The cop goes, sure, kid.
Kent, it's the G team. What do you expect? You expect way too much out of this team.
I know, but it's like, there's a problem here. And it's the G team. I think we've had issues with these organizations before because didn't we have
Because
some major issues with leadership in Ultra
well,
7?
something like that. But these guys, they're way incompetent, way too
That was
weak,
definitely one of the things with Ultra 7.
and they're too weak
Why are bad guys always dressed like gangsters?
because they are gangsters. They're the yakuza.
Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? There's a sign on the window that he struck you a crescendo. Annie, he came into your apartment with the bloodstains on the carpet. And then you ran into the bedroom. You were struck down. It was your doom. You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Okay.
This doesn't look good. I loved you, Tommy.
I thought you were my friend.
Dirty rat. Yeah. Definitely gangster.
Just put him to sleep, boys.
Why didn't you try doing that before instead of trying to beat the piss out of him? Like sneak up behind him.
You know what I'm gonna tell you.
I know, but again, it has to be said.
What do you expect? What the heck was that? That slid on the floor.
It was the pistol from earlier. They couldn't show. Oh. We get it.
No, I want to see more of it.
About ready to like give me a headache with the quick flipping back and forth of George and the camera lens.
Trying to see if they can give you a seizure from it.
They were very close. That would have been funny if his internal monologue changed to like that gal's voice in his head.
That was very convincing. That monster looks very happy.
Attach it to his nipples.
Attach it to his eyeballs.
Oh man, it'll give him a shock.
It's close to his eyeballs. You've gone quackers.
That's showing him.
You're gonna be part
Master
He-Man,
of the universe.
or is he gonna join up with Skeletor? Why didn't you tie him up? And of course, what do you expect?
You look gangsta gory.
Actually, Cars has been gangster all this time with that golden necklace.
Go shoot it. It's your birthday. Gonna sip a garden like it's your birthday.
I like how all the past monsters and stuff are just kind of standing there. Oh boy, it's gonna be a battle royale.
Din, 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 din.
Dumbass.
Because everybody wants kung fu fighting.
Yep. Hope you guys finally realize who it is. Holy shit. That's one large spinner. Did you just figure that out already?
This is such a nice place. I'm going to have a photo shoot done here and make a calendar out of myself. I wonder how that actor come up with all those mannerisms.
Maybe say just do what you do every day. Maybe that's what he does.
Yeah. Can you imagine being his friend and talking to him and he has all these hand gestures?
I mean,
You're
like, this
so
is
focused on his hand gestures, you don't even focus on what he's actually saying.
like, I'm getting too distracted. I'm going home now.
It almost looks like, was it Gyrus?
No.
Shut up. It's amazing how these guys are thicker than the trees they're hiding behind, but yet all the bullets are hitting these thin trees.
Just remember, villains are very bad at aim.
Yeah, just look at the Star Wars movies. And yet all the heroes tend to be like significantly better shots. Again, wasn't Overlord threatening Joji with death if anyone found out that he was Spectreman?
Yeah, but we haven't even really seen Overlord for some time.
Thank God. Because my blood pressure goes up every time that character is available. It'll be interesting to see if it shows up final episode.
Well, here's Overlord. Sort of.
Yeah, well, we sort of saw parts of the Overlord or the Overlord staff a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
He sees it.
This Dr. Seuss character? Yeah.
He lost his moss-covered three-handled famer Gridunza. Definitely boxing related. Why are you going toe to toe? You got these weapons. Use them. You don't need to go toe to toe with it. Spectreman's such an idiot. What the hell? Like, all of a sudden you pull that out. And, like, why weren't you
Surprised you
doing
didn't
that
see
earlier?
that from several minutes ago, because he did the same thing there.
But see, this creature also has, like, a bunch of hand gestures to get its final move going. The monster's not even moving. What the hell?
What have I kept telling you? What do you expect?
Just some sense of, like, context and consistency is all I ask for. I don't care if you go nuck and futz, but when you, like, go off the rails, like, that's when that's when I start having problems.
So,
But interesting. Sadly, again, kind of dull in some respects, just because it took an awfully long time to get the real story going. Focused an awful lot on boxing. We have heroes and villains once again being incompetent and not thinking things through and just being smart about everything. Um, the Mighty Monster, terrible name. I'm sure again the Japanese original has a more creative name behind it, but the creature otherwise looks pretty cool. I don't know. I'm giving it a C minus. It's a little bit better than the one before, but it's still underwhelming enough. But I'm curious to see how the final episode goes, and yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, with this one, yeah, it was going in kind of an interesting direction at first. Then, yeah, it tends to slow, and then being a little bit incompetent here and there, giving a kid a gun and all that. It's like, yeah, and yeah, with this mighty monster, it's a pretty interesting concept, kind of making it look like a Dr. Seuss type of character. But not sure if it's really his Dr. Gory's greatest work in a way.
When has he ever had any great works?
Simply because of it just, probably being a little bit faster to Spectreman. But yeah, I'd like to see if part two be a little bit better than the first part. Although with the trend that second part is always kind of a bit of a disappointment.
But here we're closing out the series, so maybe it'll be different.
Yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed. At least you get some practical effects in here. Only with the building where Spectreman just falls on, and I think that was it. And then the growing of the Spectre
Blade or whatever.
Yeah, that was like we never seen that before. So otherwise, pretty interesting, a bit slow. Interesting concept for the final monster for this series. I would at least give episode 62 a C.
All right. Well, Jason, here it is.
The moment you've been waiting for.
The moment I think we all have been waiting for, honestly. It's called Goodbye Spectreman. So we'll see what that means here. So are you ready?
That'd be a bit obvious.
I'm just telling you what it says. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, everybody. The Last Spectreman. By the way, Jason, I still remember you a number of years ago telling me to watch this series on YouTube because it was really good. I just wanted to remind you of that.
That was then. That was 8 years ago, okay?
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Dude, you should see it. It's on YouTube. Like you told me about it several times. And here I am going through it. I'm like,
Well, last time, Kent.
Yep.
And the last time get to see Thunder K.
I have to admit, part of me is already getting a little sad. Well, look, I mean, we've made fun of this series, and look, we make fun of a lot of things when we do commentary to, sort of have fun with it. But, I mean, no doubt this has been not the greatest of series, but there have been some interesting things about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Gay!
Last time.
Until next time.
And then last time for this.
This has been going fast again.
Yeah, hard to believe we're on the final episode.
So when did we start doing this exclusively? Like, what was it, September?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
August, September. Well, that's the end of it.
Well, that didn't quite happen. You think you won, but also kind of also beat your monster.
Watch your mouth.
I had to think about that.
Yeah. Arthur,
What's my name again? You already knew his name? I don't remember you knowing his name.
he's disappeared, Chief.
Where's the Wii U?
What
Oh,
is it with Westerns?
they like westerns, Kent.
Well, stop.
Hello.
And Dennis gets in an argument with himself because he's like, shut up. No, you shut up.
Shut up, you bitch.
Aren't you a little dense? Yeah.
A gorilla face for for the doorknob opening.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all.
So then, whatever happened to the brainwaves of the other dude?
I thought they got transferred over to Mighty Monster.
Yeah, but apparently they're going to use Chorus.
Yeah, but earlier in the series, Karis got big and fought Spectreman and failed there too. And Karis continues to fail, and Gory keeps insulting him. Gory's not very bright.
Even though he thinks he's a genius.
Yeah, well, he's an idiot as well for thinking that. An idiot never thinks they're an idiot. First, I thought he stabbed his friend by accident.
That's what I thought too at first. He did.
That's kind of gross when you think about it. Couldn't you, George? Couldn't you? Georgie Porgy. You little Georgie Porgy. I'm a little dense too. This is awful that two amateurs like these guys are able to sneak in, and not only does Gory and Karis not even see them, but the fact that there's no like trip alarm or motion sensor alarm or anything else to notify of intruders.
Well, it's the final episode. They're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, but even when they were on the first episode, fuck it. Well, we're getting very violent.
Two to be exact.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
I am Optimus Prime.
And I entered this planet by accident, and I would love to go home.
Really?
My head hurts from watching the series.
Quit looking at us, George. This will be the last time you'll see me.
Whatever, George. Take your Chuck Norrisisms and get the hell out.
That's what he did. He got the hell out. Hey, Wii U!
That's what we're calling Wii U. Took us until the final episode to give her that name officially, but
Yeah.
hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Internal monologue. I just thought you should know.
Boy, you can see their breaths. The room must have been really cold.
It had to have been. Sorry, guys. We're so broke we couldn't pay the furnace bill. Dude, couldn't you have used like a public bathroom?
No, he just had to go out in the forest and just use the water from the river.
What the hell was that whole water shot about?
Who knows? Overlord. You're becoming too much human anyway. Jeez. Goes to show how much the Overlord really cares.
Overlord is such a pansy.
I was kind of hoping you'd say he's such a bitch.
I mean, he is that too. That face of Karis.
Yeah. He sure looked happy.
He looked dumbfounded. Oh, excuse me. Gory too is such a pansy. Enjoy it while you can. We got 6.5 more minutes left.
Boy, you're sure counting down.
Well, I got a little curious. I didn't think so, but I'm like, I'm going to double check anyway. Is this going to be like a little bit longer episode because it's the finale and it's not? But the supervisor just watched that one guy walk off. Smoke. Oh, Overlord. Let's kill him.
Take care of him. So after all this time, the final villains are Karis and Gory. Whip their ass.
It's amazing, really, when you think about it, that it took this long for Gory to just be like, screw it, let's do it this way.
Should have done this 60-some episodes ago.
Die! He does a belly flop onto the dirt. Oh, is he gone?
Yep. Because of that big explosion.
Oh man, no more disguise and no more jumping on people's heads and pushing them into their bodies. I hope you enjoyed that.
And no more sarcasm, too.
What happened to like the raging George that was going to kill him?
There's always plot holes, Cat. What do you expect?
Now you decide to try to appeal to his better nature, if he has one at all. What the hell? What did he do? Kill himself?
Looks like it.
How unceremoniously, like, disappointing is that? I watched 63 fucking episodes for that. Man, fuck this shit. Yeah, but the hero, he's better for it. Shut up. He's been killing things the whole series.
I was kind of expecting something to be a little bit different and dramatic in the end.
I thought you would have remembered that, though.
Like I said, it's been 8 years.
Yesterday was a good day. Today, not so much. It sounds like music from Megalon with Jaguar. That's an interesting shot there. I like that.
It's like we haven't really seen that since the very first episode. Well,
that is it.
That is it of Spectreman. So, your thoughts on the final episode?
Again, screw that noise. I cannot believe. Hey, I'm not showing up.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it took a while, I guess, on my end for that to drop. So, I mean, for starters, yes, it was very dumb, like I was saying a little bit ago, for Gory to all of a sudden decide, okay, we're going to do this plan to try to defeat Spectreman. You would think that would have came by like episode 20 or what have you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I understand, hey, they had a contract for 63 episodes, so they had to make 63 episodes. So I'm going to let that one go for the most part. But the fact that Spectreman himself didn't finish off Gory is the biggest problem I have, not just with this episode, but now that we finish up the series, it's the biggest problem I have with the entire series. Even more so than the whole, it's about pollution and stuff. Again, I love the message. The problem I've had with it is that they more or less abandon it like by episode 20 something, and very rarely has it popped up since then. And that's just some bull. The fact that Spectreman didn't finish off Gory, and I can hear some people out there saying, well, it makes Spectreman a better person because he didn't kill Gory. It's like, he just killed Karas a second ago, and he's been killing other kaiju and individuals over the course of 60. I would love to go back, actually, and have a body count of what's gone on throughout this entire series.
You can do that on your own time.
I am willing to bet George killed more people throughout this 63 episode run than Gory did of innocent people. I am willing to bet that. So that's just some nonsense. If anyone out there is trying to make that argument, that's just some bull. And it makes it very underwhelming. It makes it totally disappointing and just irritating that you go through this whole series and your hero doesn't finish off the villain. It would be like watching Rocky 4 and then Rocky like stopping Drago in the middle of the ring in the final round, like, Drago, you've been this, like, the state's going after, and then Adrian comes in and like finishes Drago off. You're like, wait a minute, not only is that fucking hilarious, but I came here to watch Rocky beat Drago, not Adrian. Like, I just need to wrap up what I on this episode, and then we'll get to
Yeah.
the series as a whole. So I was maybe on the verge of giving this like a C. I'm giving it a D plus. This episode.
Yeah, like I said, it's been 8 years since I've last watched the entire series of Spectreman here, so I didn't quite. So I didn't remember everything of what actually happened. I sort of thought that Spectreman would have at least possibly destroyed Gory in his own hands and stuff. He did it for Karis, but unfortunately, it turned out to be not quite what I expected in the end. Yeah, it was. I was so excited to when it led up to that, but like you, I was rather disappointed with the outcome of how of Gory's demise at the end there, just practically falling off the cliff and then just taking his own life.
I would have preferred Gory leave and be a coward. That still would have been disappointing. Don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't have felt as disappointing.
For me, I was thinking that he would have been try to get away from the planet in his spaceship, and then Spectreman or Joji using his Spectre Ray at the spaceship, and then it explodes. That's from a lot of these tokusatsu series. A lot of that would turn out to be that way, but it turned out to be quite different in the end. But yeah, pretty much in the end, we didn't get any other new monsters or the mighty monster here. It was just practically a high noon between Karis Gory and Spectreman. Something like that. I would agree with you. It probably should have happened in episode 20, but no, it took 63 freaking episodes to lead up to that moment. So yeah, I was hoping for something different, but then it was a bit lackluster and a bit disappointing in the end for episode 63, the final episode of Spectreman. So with that, I would give it a C minus, borderline D plus.
All right, so let's discuss the series as a whole. It's been an adventure, and getting serious about it all. Yeah, this series was not that good, but at the same time, there were elements of its craziness that I loved. I would argue the best parts, the best episodes of the series lie kind of within the first, anywhere from like 20, 30 episodes. Kind of the first third to the first half, I think, is where the better episodes are. And that's not to say there aren't any good episodes in the latter half. It's just that I think the second half, as we had been talking about for the last couple months, it's almost as if they ran out of ideas, and therefore a lot of the episodes in the second half were stretched out where hardly anything was going on.
Sort of fillers in a way.
And yeah, we've poked fun at the series, and at times it definitely has deserved it. I understand it's a kid's show, so in some ways too, there's crap involved with that, with some of the decisions being made. I get that. I understand too that there were moments in which the American production company that dubbed and edited and released this version that we have watched is partially responsible for some of the problems we've encountered over the series as well. And I like to think we did a good job of acknowledging that and placing the blame on them when we thought it was very obvious that they were at fault for something that,
with a lot of
that was confusing.
Specific scenes that were cut out, particularly a handful of episodes ago with the bat monster, where we get to see one of its antennas blown off, and then once we see Spectreman then get cuts back to that bat monster, all of a sudden his arms were completely missing. So it's obvious that there were scenes cut out of that. Not only that one, but gobsmack tons of other episodes too.
Yeah, and you and I had wondered if that was the case, but it became obvious like maybe 15 or so episodes ago where we realized no, like that, like there was something that happened where we realized no, that was an obvious cut to hide something.
And I even confirmed it when we got done with one of the episodes. I took a look at the original Japanese cut of Spectreman, where there was a specific scene for a particular episode where a scene was cut out.
And I really hope someday, whether it's Mill Creek or somebody else, I really hope someone does pick up the licensing for Spectreman.
Shout Factory, get to it.
Yes, somebody. I don't care as long as you do a good job. Like we've been watching episodes that were taped off of, old, TVs from back in the day. And so I'm hoping someone gets the actual film prints and they clean them up and they present them. I would love to have not only just, another edition of the English edit, but I would love to see the Japanese version, because I really think my opinion would be, I don't want to say it would be a night and day difference, but I think it would be different enough to where I maybe would give the series just a little bit more praise than what I am going to give it. But with all that being said, it's been fun. It's been funny. Sometimes, I think a lot of times unintentionally funny. But again, folks, anyone who's mad at us for like making fun of the series and probably saying, hey, you hate it, I don't hate it. I'm just on some level disappointed with some of the decisions made over the course of the series. Do I love it? No, I don't love it. Is this something I will watch again? Eventually, but not anytime soon. It's been a unique series. And like I said, I really hope someone picks up the rights to this and gives it a more proper release here in this country. This is a series where, though, I think if you are a relative newbie to kaiju and tokusatsu, I would stay away from this series for a while until you verse yourself a little bit more in this genre. And what I would point you into the direction of such things as the original Ultraman series. I would point you to Ultra Q. I would point you to Johnny Sacco.
Maybe Super Red Baron.
Maybe that too. That gets a little. It's not as crazy as this. It gets silly at times, but I do think that is better written. I would,
Iron King.
I would still wait just a bit. I would watch Iron King though before this, but I would watch some of this other stuff before you even watch Iron King. But get and maybe even like Super Sentai, like the first Super Sentai. Get yourself sort of acclimated and accustomed to some of the silliness you're about to see. Now, granted, Spectreman has kind of its own unique brand of silliness, and that's one of the charms about a lot of tokusatsu is that in many ways they are goofy and silly, but they have their own uniqueness, and that's something that even though I have made fun of and at times just smack my head over the course of watching this series, I do appreciate that as well. But this one, I think, because of maybe the short shooting schedules, which is what I'm guessing was happening with this series, and it's very apparent too that there wasn't much of a budget behind this series as well. I think people need to be better versed in tokusatsu, because I think if you come into this one pretty early, you're going to be turned off by it, and not only will you probably not finish the series, you might even abandon tokusatsu in general and just assume they're all like this. While there are similarities between this show and some of the other tokusatsu shows you will see, this one is different. And it's different in that, yeah, the writing isn't all that great. There are lots of inconsistencies as well. I think you need to verse yourself in the genre for a while before heading into this. Would I recommend it? For a newbie, no. But if someone comes in and they watch Godzilla movies, they watch other kaiju stuff, and then they watch Ultraman, and then they're like, "Oh, I really like this genre," then I would say, okay, after a while, yeah, watch it. Is it good? No, but it is unique in a way, but not overly unique. It's fine. This is a series that I'm a little sad it's over because I've had a lot of fun with you talking about it.
It's a little bittersweet.
Yeah, and the ending to this series, though, definitely is a huge letdown. It really is a bad way to end a series like this. It's awful. So the ending to the series is a huge F. But the series as a whole, if I were to give it a letter grade, I would give it a middling C. I would say it's okay. And this is, again, without having seen the Japanese version. Like I said, if I saw it, it might get a C+. I don't know. That's just me guessing. But it's okay. There were definitely some times in which it was a lot of fun and we laughed. Again, I will never forget Karis jumping on people's heads and the heads being knocked into the person's body cavity. That's probably the highlight of the whole series, honestly. There are times, though, too, where it's frustrating. And like I said just a moment ago when we were talking about this last episode, the fact that Spectreman doesn't kill Gory and Gory commits harakiri is probably the worst thing about this series. Worse than dropped moments of story, worse than really not being consistent with the pollution message and following through on that. So yeah, it's been a fun ride in some respects, but at the same time, I am glad it's done and that we're going to eventually get to Kamen Rider soon enough. And that's silly in its own right, but I thought it was a little bit of a better series than Spectreman. So, yeah, I give it a C, but go with Ultraman and a few other shows that I mentioned for a while first. Get your feet wet so you kind of understand what you're getting yourself into, and then that way, you're not going to abandon tokusatsu.
Yeah, so as I've stated over the course of us watching the Spectreman show, it's literally been 8 years since the last time I watched the show, and I know we briefly mentioned that it felt like I watched something completely different during that time compared to what we
Where
just
have we
saw.
said that before?
To what we saw now is like, boy, I don't quite ever remember certain things being this ridiculous or hilarious or a lot of the plot holes and the such. But yeah, the show does have its charms here and there, some good battles and monsters. Gory is a really interesting antagonist along with Karas there. As far as the G team and Joji, I don't ever quite remember them being quite this incompetent from time to time, but at least
they abandoned their main purpose.
In certain areas, they've kind of had their moments here and there. But yeah, with the first half of the show, it was solely focused on pollution, the G team, and that sort of thing. But then once you get to the halfway point, and then all the way towards the very end, it was they sort of veered everything off from the whole pollution sort of thing up until maybe the last 2-3 episodes in that regard. Yeah, and with with this, yeah, there were a lot of obvious scenes cut out, and I would solely blame that on the American side of this distribution. It would have been great that they would have kept a lot of that stuff, but obviously with it being solely on TV, there's going to be certain things that are going to be cut out for obvious reasons. But it would have been great if someone had some sort of copy of kind of an original English version where none of this stuff was cut off from for TV purposes and all that. But thankfully, it looks like that there's the original Japanese cut on YouTube from what I've seen when I was trying to do some research as far as if it was confirmed certain scenes were cut out and all that stuff. So maybe one of these times during my free time, whenever it gets around to that, it may be another handful of years before I ever get back to Spectreman. If I do, it would have to be the original Japanese version to kind of see how things actually have gone out and if it's a little bit better or if it's still going to be sort of the same goofiness here and there. With that said, after 8 years, it's sort of a completely different type of animal to what I sort of remembered back then. Is it still great? No, it's fairly okay, kind of your average. So, in the end, for Spectreman, for my rating, I would also give it a C as well. So, in the middle of the road.
All right. Well, yeah, we've hit the end of the road here. Like I said, it's a little sad, but like you said, it's bittersweet. I'm getting sad already. But with that being said, we are coming back tomorrow with our discussion of The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, one of the movies that brought about Godzilla. In fact, I would argue that King Kong, while being the basis of the inspiration for Godzilla, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is the monster movie that more than anything else inspired Godzilla. And I think anyone who's seen the movie, when you really look at the movie close enough, you'll say, yeah, Kent is correct again. So, so we are going to discuss that tomorrow. And then we'll be back Friday, same bat time, same bat channel, same thing tomorrow as well. We'll be doing a commentary on Shin Ultraman Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll be back at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday where, like many other fans, by that point, we're going to discuss Godzilla -1, probably the most anticipated Godzilla feature coming out of Toho since Shin Godzilla. But I have my feelings that this time it's not going to be a disappointment. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching or listening, and we will be back tomorrow.
And before we leave, again, if you see a subscribe button down below or above the video player, wherever you're watching us from, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as smash or stomp the like button. And if you have any comments regarding to these final 3 episodes of Spectreman, make sure to have them down below. And you can find everything Daikaiju Network all in one place at our link tree page right there, /Daikaiju Network. And you can find... we're available on the following video platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, and X/Twitter. And we're also available on the following audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and as well as Podbean. And you can find both video and audio versions of our episodes right there at our own website at daikaijunetwork.com. So we
Thank you
will
for joining us.
see you all at the same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow.